What's something that offends you and you keep having to deal with it? People asking you for help then expecting you to do whatever they needed help with in its entirety while they go fuck off and do whatever. My sister is the absolute worst about this. She puts on events, doesn't have anything together, gets people to come early and help, then turns into project manager and doesn't do any work herself. In her mind, she is helping, and technically she is coordinating. So, she's doing something, but it ain't the heavy lifting, that's for sure. Mobile apps and software products moving to subscriptions-based models. Not just software products. I would like to have the option to buy it and own it forever. This is one of the main reasons I stopped doing my digital art. If I were to pay the subscription model for all 3 major softwares I learned how to use back in the day when you could just hold on to the same version indefinitely and use it as much as you like, I'd be up for a few grand every year. I don't even make that much off commissions, especially now that I have an actual job and a house and life to maintain, so much less time for spending on these pictures than before. Basically, it became too expensive to continue with. At the same time, I started making nothing back off it, so I just can't justify it anymore unless I was doing so well in life that I could blow thousands of dollars a year on something non-tangible that could still be taken away from me when the company crashes or decides not to support it anymore. I'd pay hundreds of dollars for a copy of their latest software that I get to keep until I really have to upgrade it or care enough about the new features to do so. But I'm not spending that much, or more, just to fucking rent it for a year. People expecting you to accept and be okay with all their shit but would never ever accept 1% of that from you. I really can't stand that kind of behavior. It's the most narcissistic, obnoxious fucking behavior you can imagine. My ex 100%. People trying to enter the train or tram or bus while others are still getting out of it. FFS, it's not that difficult. Wait at the side of the doors and when everyone left, get inside. It's that easy. I'd like to add elevators to this list. Let the people out the small confined box before shoving your way in against the flow of traffic. When other people are allowed to be mean, rude, ridiculous, unhinged, etc. But no, I've got to take the high road. In other words, my MIL. My wife's brother is a gobby, dick-swinging, immature, angry, aggressive man-child, but rather than deal with it, the family pretend it's not an issue because that's just how he is. I've seen him openly threaten and try to fight his brother, his stepdad, and on Christmas Eve, me. I'm a pretty chill person, but I honestly want to knock his teeth out every time he behaves like this. But no. I'm the crazy one for reacting negatively to being sworn at and threatened, because that's just how he is. Just because they've resigned themselves to put up with his bullshit, it doesn't mean that you or anyone else should have to, as well. Put your foot down, and if anyone objects, then tell them to screw themselves. I hear you. The unexpected downside is that when you do, and the bullshitter inevitably escalates the conflict, somehow you are the bad guy instead of enabling more of their behavior. I hate that dynamic so very much. I used to be people pleaser, and when I learned how to say no and to set boundaries, people didn't take it well. I'd been called selfish and self-centered. As my therapist put it, the only people who get mad at you for having boundaries are the ones who took advantage when you had none. A long time ago, I read these words and they echo in my mind frequently: givers need boundaries because takers have none. My disrespectful boss screaming bloody murder at me and others when he doesn't hear what he likes. When I get blamed for stupid shit that is clearly not my fault. The man has the emotional discipline of a fucking toddler. I used to love coming to work. Now I loathe the thought of it. Edit. After reading all these comments, I'd like to leave you with a platitude. Be the change you want to see in the world. Bosses like that fucking suck. I know it's not easy to just leave a job, but I hope you can find new employment soon where you're appreciated. I grew up in toxic environments, and the army was the exact same. The problem is that I fucking yell back, so not only is he a jackass, now it's a personal vendetta because I don't bend over for him. At this point, I'm just trying to make it to the end. I could have written this. I'm going through the same thing right now. I used to enjoy my job and was very successful for almost 10 years. Got moved under the current guy and it's a nightmare. toxic, bullying behavior that everyone is aware of, including his boss. But I'm the problem because I speak up that his behavior is not okay. I'm interviewing at multiple other companies, I'll be leaving soon. I hope you're able to, as well. Good luck. You're not alone. Ick if this considers offending, but people in groups taking the whole damn sidewalk, people blocking the damn elevator, like bro let me get out first. This annoys me to no end. Complete lack of awareness. People in grocery stores who stop their cart in the middle of the aisle are my tick. Got into a huge fight with my parents about them doing this shit. I'm getting mad at them again just thinking about it and how defensive they got when I told them about it. It's so fucking rude. Assuming that just because I'm good at doing something or I say I enjoy doing something, I'm willing to do it for your benefit free of charge. I'm good at cooking, I love cooking, I'm a trained chef, even if I'm currently not working as one, that doesn't mean that you can promise your friends that I'll be cooking dinner for your next reunion without consulting me first. High-end photographer here and I support this message. No, I'm not bringing my $20,000 plus rig to your cocktail party because you invited me and it would be so fun if. Yep, I write professionally, advertising, marketing, etc. not novels. I'm reasonably good at it and I enjoy it well enough. It pays the bills. However, that does not mean I want to rewrite your resume, do a grant proposal for your nonprofit or write up 100 product descriptions for your school's silent auction. And, of course, every single person who asks wants me to do it for free because it's for a good cause or it will really help. I used to say yes when I was young and naive. Now, I say no unless it's some organization I am directly involved with. My free time is for me to do what I want, not to do other people's tasks with no compensation. Bad attitude? Maybe, but I can guarantee that these people wouldn't do professional work on their own time for me without charging me for it. Litter. No matter how much I tidy it up, there's always fecking more. People are bloomin' disgusting. I thought you meant cat litter, which this is also applicable to. But agreed. Maybe it was just the way I was raised, but I always, at least try to, clean up after myself whenever in a public space. Movie theaters, concerts/sports venues, etc., I always take my garbage to the trash can. You pass it on your way out anyway, just take your trash with you. The fact that some people think it's okay to just leave their garbage anywhere blows my mind and screams entitlement. As someone who used to have to clean up movie theaters, it made me into a consummate customer. I try to leave no trace whenever I'm done somewhere. ETA, it also made me make absolutely fucking sure I could interact with a service person and not be a bumbling idiot. Don't do shtick, know what you want, and be aware you're not alone in the world. People interrupting my conversations, speaking over the top of me. If someone does this, continue saying what you were saying exactly as you were saying it. When the inevitable pause comes because they were unable to take in what you said, just allow it to happen until they sort it out. I've taken the approach of immediately shutting up when they start talking over me. When they finish and then oh so graciously try to circle back with a sorry, what were you saying, throwaway? I simply respond with no. This is context dependent, of course. I have a friend group and we're always talking over each other because we're just bullshitting and it's low stakes and chill. But I have found this approach works pretty well with, for instance, work peers who don't STFU and interrupt when having a discussion that doesn't involve them. I like to let them finish their interruption, and then without acknowledging what they said, I pick up where I left off.